Good morning and welcome to our English lesson today. And in our lesson today, we are going to talk about prepositions, but not like the whole prepositions, because of like bits of preposition. The main topic is preposition, but we are going to go into subtopics of prepositions. So what is a preposition? A preposition is a word that shows the place. A preposition is a word that shows what? The position of something. It can be in the position of a noun or a pronoun in relation to another word in a sentence. So, for example, we are going to talk about prepositions of transport. Prepositions of transport. Prepositions of what? Of transport. Or preposition with forms of transport. Prepositions with forms of transport. Preposition with forms of transport. And we are also going to talk about prepositions of time. We're also going to talk about prepositions of time. Prepositions of time. After talking about prepositions of time, we are going to talk about commonly confused prepositions. Commonly confused what? Commonly confused prepositions. Now, we are going to begin with prepositions of forms of transport. Prepositions of forms of transport. So the topic is prepositions. What is a preposition? A preposition is a word that shows the position of something. It can be the position of a noun or a pronoun in relation to another word in a sentence. So examples of preposition we can have in prepositions. Examples of prepositions you can have in, you can have of, you can have off, you can have about, you can have by, you can have into. All are preposition. You can have from. All are prepositions. But how they are used in a sentence is different. So we are going to begin with prepositions and forms of transport. I said we are going to talk about prepositions in three forms: prepositions with forms of transport, prepositions of time, and commonly confused prepositions. Now, when we talk about prepositions of forms of transport, we are going to talk about which prepositions take which form of transport and how to use them in a sentence. We are also going to talk about prepositions of time. We are going to come up with which are the prepositions of time. And then we are also going to talk about commonly confused prepositions. Commonly confused prepositions can be when somebody is supposed to use between, or when somebody is supposed to use among. When somebody is supposed to use in, and when somebody is supposed to use into. Why people confuse beside, and why people confuse what? Why people confuse beside and besides. When you have around and then when you have round. When you have around and then when you have round. Which is which, and which one should you use? So which one should you use in a sentence? So to kick off our lesson today, we are going to talk about prepositions with forms of transport. Prepositions with forms of transport. The prepositions that we use with forms of transport are by, on, and in. By, on, and in. By, on, and what? And in. Now, we are going to begin with preposition by. With preposition what? By. We use preposition by with the environment. With environment. For example, it can be air, it can be sea, or it can be land. And we use also preposition by with forms of transport with the surface. For example, it can be road, it can be rail, it can be aeroplane. It can be what? Aeroplane. It can be, let's say, the mean. It can be bar, it can be bus, it can be it can be lorry. So when you are using a preposition by as a form of when you're using preposition by forms of transport, remember preposition by does not take article a, an, and the. Does not take article a, an, and what? And the. So it is correct to say in a sentence, I went to Nairobi by road. I went to Nairobi by road. Or I went to Mombasa by train. Or you can say I went to Mombasa by rail. I went to Mombasa by what? By rail. Now, or I can say I went to Nairobi by air. I went to Nairobi by what? by air. So you can say road, you can say train, you can say rail, you can say air, or you can say I went to Nairobi by bus. Now, the sentence becomes wrong. The sentence is going to become wrong. What you have to put in mind, by does not take article a, an, or what? A, an, or they. Does not take the three articles a, an, or they. So if you find in a sentence they have said, for example, choose a sentence that is wrong, or give the correctly punctuated sentence, or choose a sentence that is grammatically correct. And then somebody says, Amina went to Nairobi. Amina went to Nairobi. Amina went to Nairobi, and Nairobi N is a capital letter. And then you say by the train. Amina went to Nairobi by the train. And then they say this is your A, and then this is your B. This is your B. We can say Amina went to Nairobi by train. Amina went to Nairobi by train. Amina went to Nairobi by train. Amina went to Nairobi by what? By train. Now, then you realize that most learners, either if sentence C and D are wrong, most learners are either going to lie on most of the answers. Maybe let's say even 50-50 of the class is going to come up with either A or B. Some people are going to choose A, some people are going to choose B, and some people don't know what to choose. When you find by the train, the answer is wrong. The answer is wrong. It should simply be Amina went to Nairobi by train. Amina went to Nairobi by what? By train. You do this bearing in mind that when you have articles, when you have by as used as a preposition, but used by means of forms of transport, it does not take article a, an, and they. So it is correct to say I went to Nairobi by road, or I can say I went to Garissa by rail, or you can say I went to Mombasa by sea, or you can say I went to Madagascar by air. Just remember, you cannot have the articles a, an, and. You cannot have the articles a, an, and what? A, an, and they. When you are using by as a preposition by forms of transport, I know this one is easy to come by. For example, if you have a sentence, I travel by a bus. I travel by a I travel dash a bus. Now most learners just know every moment we say by bus, every moment you say by bus. Then you come to your answers, you have by, you come to your answers, you have, let's say, on, you have your answer C, you say from, and then you have answer D, you have E, you have in. Now I know most people are going to come up with I traveled by a bus, which is most because we say I traveled by bus. Most people know that. Any moment they see bus, they run in for bus, by. But have you looked at what is before the what is before the bus? You have article I, you have article what? Which makes your answer by wrong. Any moment you have an article a or an or they before the form of transport, do not use article what? Do not use preposition by. Do not use preposition by, because it does not take article a, an, and they. But we can use preposition I minus the articles a, an, and they by the environment of the form of transport, by the surface, by the form of transport, air, sea or land, road, rail, aeroplane, bus, lorry, whatever. So long as you are just omitting article a, an, or they. Now we come to preposition or preposition by mean of transport. Preposition of mean of form of transport number 2 is we are going to have on. You are going to have what? On. Now you use on with on to begin with. On can take article a, can take article an, can take article a, and then can take article they before the form of transport. Now, how is it different? How is somebody supposed to use on? What is the difference, or how is a learner supposed to use on and not in, or in and not on? You use on with forms of transport from which you can stand, you can sit, or you can walk. Like you can do all of them. You use this with forms of transport where you can stand, or where you can walk, At the same time, if you are in a position to sit or walk, which means you can sit, to stand or walk, which means you can walk, which means you can sit, which means you can do what? You can sit. Now it's correct to say by you can say you can say on a train, because on a train you can stand or you can walk. You can say on a bus, because on a bus you can stand and you can walk. Can't you? Because you use on with means of transport from which you can stand or you can walk. You can say on a helicopter. On what? A helicopter. Or you can say on an aeroplane, because the air hostesses can stand and walk inside the aeroplane, or you can also stand and walk. So if you can do that, on as a form of transport can be used with, on as a preposition of transport can be used with forms of transport from which you can stand or walk. You just remember on, a, and they take what? On, a, and they take what? Because a, and they. I know this is difficult. Learners fail this, especially this is KCP 2010, where they are saying, I traveled dash a bus to Mombasa. Traveled dash a bus to what? To Mombasa. And then you have answer A, then you have answer B, C, and D. And A always they give you by, because they know every mark. Some people are going to run in for by. Any moment they see bus, they run in for by. And then you have on, and then you have E, you have in. Let's say you have from. Now, some people are going to ask, which answer are we going to use? You are going to go in for on. You are going to go in for what? For on, unlike in. Why? Because on, as a form of as a preposition which can be used with forms of transport, it can be used with what? Forms of transport from which you can stand. You can stand or walk, and you can stand and walk on a bus. Yeah, we do that all the time. You can stand and walk on a bus. So you are going, I went to Mombasa on a bus. And I explained why you can't use by, because by does not take preposition a or an. You can say I traveled on a train. Traveled on what? On a train. Why? Because you can stand and walk on a train. But if you can't, then you go in. That brings us to what? Preposition in. Preposition what? In. When you are using preposition in as a form of, when you are using preposition in with forms of transport, you make sure that whatever you are using with, you can't stand. You must sit. You must what? Let's say you must sit. You must sit, like you can't stand. And if you can, it's with a lot of trouble. So in goes with what? Forms of transport, whereby you must sit. You must sit. On goes with forms of transport where you can stand and walk. In goes with forms of transport where you must sit. Now you have this where you must sit. Let's go, for example, I went my father, for example, you must sit, and then on you can stand or walk. You can say on a train, you can say on a bus, you can say on a helicopter. But when you are using in with forms of transport, you make sure that you must sit. For example, you can say in a van, you can say in a taxi, you can say in an Uber, you can say in an Uber, you can also say what? In a van, in a taxi, you can say in a car. This is where you can only what? Where you can only stand. It's where you can only see, where you can only sit. Can you stand on a boat? I don't know. So you say in an Uber, in a car, you can say in a taxi or in a van. Because this means of these forms of transport, you can't stand. You can't stand. You must sit. You must sit. Like sitting is compulsory. Sitting is what? Sitting is compulsory. So you say in a van, you can say in a taxi, you can say in an Uber, you can say in a car. So when, for example, you find in I went to Mombasa dash a bus. Are you getting that? Why is in and you have been given in and on? Which one are you going to go in? You go in for on, you go in for on, not in, because in a bus you mustn't. Like it's not a must that you sit, because we know that you can stand in a bus, you can stand on a bus. So you go in for on. Now, any moment you are given this on and in, I hope you are in a position to differentiate when to use on and when to use in. You use on when in with means of transport where you can stand and walk, you use in where you must sit, where you must sit. Example, I've said you can say in a van, you can say in a taxi, you can say in an Uber, you can say in a car. You remember in can take articles are and they, just the same as on, which can also take article are and they. But when you come to buy, it does not take article are and or does not take article and or what? And or they as forms of what? As forms of transport. Now, back to on. So it is also correct to say, I go to school on foot. I go to school on foot, which means you walk to school, which means you do what? You walk to school. So it is correct to say, I go to school on foot. I go to school on what? On foot. You can say I also go to school on a bicycle. On a bicycle. It is correct to say on a bicycle. You can say not say by bicycle. You cannot say what? By bicycle. It only takes what? On. It only takes on. It doesn't matter if you say by bicycle. Your sentence is wrong. Your sentence is what? Your sentence is wrong. So without even the article, without even what? The article an or there. You simply say on foot, which means you walk to school on a daily basis. You say on a bicycle, which is correct, or on bicycle. Bicycle only takes on. It does not take by or in. It does not take by or in. So you can also say on board. People on board. People on board. People on board are about 50. When you use preposition are about, it means what? Sorry to bring that in. It means an estimated amount of something that you are not sure of. So you say on board, meaning people either on a bus, people either on a train, people, the amount of people in a train. So you can say the people on board are all snoring. So you can say on foot, it's correct to say on a bicycle, it's correct to say on board, it's also correct to say on board. All with forms of transport, I go to school on foot, yeah. Like you walk, you can say I went to the shop on my bicycle. You can say people on board, which means people in a bus or people who are passengers in any form of transport. In transport, we call them people on board. People on what? People on board. So it is also correct on foot. It's also correct on a bicycle. It's also correct to say on board. It's also correct to say. You just make sure that you are in a position to say, to use the difference between by, and then you carve on and in. And I don't have a problem with by because most of you can hack that. The problem comes in on and in, on and in. Just make sure on you can stand and walk, in you must sit. You must sit. Van, in a taxi, in an Uber, in a car. Can you stand in a car? I don't think somebody can stand in what? Some people can stand in a car. So preposition number 2, we are going to talk about prepositions of what? 1, we talked about prepositions of forms of transport. Then number 2, we are going to talk about prepositions of time. So number 2, we have prepositions of time. Prepositions of what? Time. Prepositions of time. And when I talk of prepositions of time, I'm going to talk of preposition of time for and since. For and what? For and since. Now these are prepositions. You know, I was talking to someone and then she asked me, but you said for and since are conjunctions. Yes, for and since are conjunctions of reason, but they are prepositions of time. Prepositions of time. It depends with the topic you are talking. The topic in question. So we talk of for used with a duration, amount, or we can say number. We can say when you have, they mention number, duration, amount, or number, and then say since is used with a point in time. A point in time. So we talk of for, which is used with a duration of time. For example, for she has been absent for 6 days. You can say she has been absent for 6 days. I've been waiting for several hours. Kenya has been independent for 56 years or 70, I don't know. For 56 years. Like they are giving you a number. Like they are giving you what? Or amount, or a duration. For 6 days, for several hours. We can say for 56 years for 56 years. But when you use since as a preposition of transport, as a preposition of time, it gives you a point in time. So you can say she has been absent since Monday. Since Monday, like the point, the time from which she started being absent. She has been absent since Monday. Or you can say Kenya has been independent since 1963, but you say for 56 years, I don't know, since 1963. You can say I've been in class 8 for 1 year, but you are going to say since January. Like it is giving you the point when you started being in class A, but when I'm using for, it is going to give me the amount or the duration or the number of months, or let's say hours you've been in class A. Just make sure you at least make some little notes, and then you attempt you go to your Menda Primary English. Then you attempt exercise. You make sure you do the exercise. You take exercise 3.48, exercise 3.4, exercise 3.48, and you also do exercise 3.49. Exercise 3.49. Each is 10 questions. Next time you collect your books, the work must be on it. Have a good day.